In May 1972, a worker at a plant processing nuclear fuel in France noticed something suspicious. He had carried out a routine analysis of uranium from a source of apparently normal mineral. As is the case with all natural uranium, the material under study contained three isotopo-E3 forms with different atomic masses: uranium-238, the most abundant variety, uranium-234, the rarest, and uranium-235, the isotope that is coveted because it can sustain a nuclear chain reaction in other parts of the Earth's crust, on the Moon and even in meteorites. Uranium-235 atoms make up only 0.720% of the total. But in these samples, which came from the Oklo deposit in Gabon, a former French colony in Equatorial West Africa, uranium-235 constituted only 0.717%. That small difference was enough to alert French scientists that something strange had happened. Further analysis showed that the mineral of at least one part of the mine was well below the normal amount of uranium-235. Some 200 kilograms appeared to have been extracted, enough to make half a dozen nuclear bombs. See also, the London hammer really goes back over 100 million years ago? Scientists around the world gathered in Gabon to explore this phenomena. They found that the site where the uranium was found is a very technical, beyond the capabilities of our current scientific knowledge, underground nuclear reactor. This nuclear reactor emerged 1.8 billion years ago, and was in operation for about 500,000 years. Scientists investigated the uranium mine and the results were made public at a conference of the International Atomic Energy Agency. Scientists found traces of fission products and fuel waste at various locations within the mine area. Compared with this huge nuclear reactor, our current nuclear reactors are far less impressive, mere primitive devices. Studies indicate that the nuclear reactor uranium mine was several kilometers long. However, for a large nuclear reactor of this type, the thermal impact to its environment was limited to only 40 meters, about 131 feet on all sides. Even more astonishing, the radioactive waste has not yet migrated outside the mine site. They are held in place by the geology of the area. Remains of old nuclear reactor products. It is estimated that these nuclear reactors have produced in the order of 1,000 megawatts, comparable to a large modern plant. You need to understand that what was so amazing for all was that a nuclear reaction had occurred such that the plutonium, a byproduct, was created, and that the nuclear reaction itself had moderate, which has been for a long while the holy grail of atomic science. Nuclear fission of an atom of uranium-235. The ability to moderate the reaction means that once it has initiated a reaction, one was able to harness the power output in a controlled manner, including having the ability to prevent the explosion and the release of all the energy of a single time. Given these results, the scientific community believes that the mine is a natural nuclear reactor. They concluded that the ore would have enriched 1.8 billion years ago, enough to produce spontaneously a chain reaction. They also concluded that the water had moderate reaction, as modern nuclear reactors use graphite rods and cadmium to go to reactors not critically state and explode. However, Dr. Glenn T. Seaborg, former head of the Atomic Energy Commission of the United States and Nobel Prize for his work on the synthesis of heavy elements, said that for uranium burn in a reaction, conditions must be exactly right. You need water or some other moderator to slow the neutrons released, while each atom is split so that are not moving too fast, to be absorbed by other atoms, maintaining the chain reaction. Moreover, the moderator and fuel must be extremely pure. Even a few parts per million of contaminants, such as boron, poison reaction, leading to a breakpoint. How could emerge the necessary conditions underground in circumstances natural? Seaborg said in Time magazine in 1972. Dr. Glenn T. Seaborg. In addition, several specialists in reactor engineering remarked that at no time in the geologically estimated history of the Oklo deposits was the uranium ore rich enough in U-235, as a natural reaction has taken place. Even when the deposits were formed first, due to the slow radioactive decay of U-235, the fissionable material would have constituted only 3% of deposits, too low for a nuclear reaction. However, a reaction took place, suggesting that the original uranium was much richer in U-235 than a natural formation could have been. If nature was not responsible, then the reaction must have been produced artificially. Is Oklo uranium residue of an antediluvian reactor from a prehistoric civilization? It is likely that approximately 2 billion years ago there was an advanced civilization in Oklo, which perhaps was not of this planet, that was technologically superior to today's civilization.